Welcome to DevilsDigest postgame. I'm Hood Ravino here with Alfredo Cole Topham, and the ASU fans are happy with the outcome. Those that had some money on ASU, maybe not so much. Nothing is easy for the Sun Devils this year, but Cole, 42-34 win. ASU is 3-5, 2-3 in the Pac-12. Let's address the pleasant elephant in the room. Trent Bourguet, first start at Arizona State. I think he just blew everybody out of the water, even with those that had the highest expectations for him. Absolute great game. Is it really just Sean Aguano calling plays, or did you see something else from your vantage point that really caused Trent Bourguet to have an outstanding game?
I think it was a combination of both. Obviously, Aguano took some measures in the play calling to be a little bit more aggressive in areas that they weren't before, more specifically like the tight end position. Jalen Conyers, career high performance, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns tonight. So, I mean, getting him involved. Messiah Swinson also had a long catch. I thought was a great, game plan aspect from Aguano specifically. But I think Trent Bourguet did a great job of spreading the love around. Elijah Badger, once again, upped his career high again, and he had Bourguet, he was able to facilitate, it seemed like, a bunch of career highs on the offense. And that's just a great sign, a great marriage between play caller and quarterback when those guys are in tune, when he's executing what Aguano wants him to do, and he's able to layer throws in the fashion and anticipation that he did. I think it was just a really solid output offensively from both sides, quarterback and play caller.
And you talk about career highs. Let's just get the numbers over here. Trent Bourguet is the 6th ASU quarterback in history to throw more than 300 yards in his first start. He not only threw 300 yards, he threw for 435 yards, 32 out of 43, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. This is the highest passing yard mark by any ASU quarterback since Jaden Daniels in that big win over Oregon in 2019. Jaden Daniels had 400 yards then. I want to talk a little about the strategy of Arizona State. You talk about, Elijah Badger just had a career high of 118 yards last week. Tonight, eight receptions, 137 yards. Jalen Conyers, like I said, just off the chain, crazy good. Three touchdowns, 6 receptions, 108 yards. But I said in my preview, and yes, I did get the score way wrong in the preview, but at least give me credit for mentioning in the preview that even though Colorado cannot really stop any rushing attack, Arizona State, I think, didn't really try to get too cute, and they knew with a quarterback like Bourguet, who is anything but a dual threat quarterback, they're not going to force the issue. If he's a quarterback that can stand in the pocket and just pepper the pigskin all over the field, which he did that in spades, obviously. This is what you do against Colorado, even though it's a passing defense, which I believe was only giving up around 115 yards.
Yeah, I mean, Xavier Valade, he had 3 touchdowns tonight. It was spectacular. Went over 4,000 career yards. So obviously a statement performance by him, but outside of like a few explosive runs, I didn't feel like he was getting all that much movement in the trenches at all. And so I thought that was interesting because Colorado, like their rushing defense just isn't all that great. I think it ranks all the way at the bottom of the barrel in the FBS teams. And ASU likes to run the ball on 3rd down too, and I think Colorado is the worst 3rd down defense in FBS. So that just shows you that ASU wasn't trying to change their game plan based on the opponent. They were just trying to play to their strengths this game, and that was letting Trent Bourguet cook and having trust and faith in Sean Aguano's play calling to just kind of pick apart those matchups and really put together a successful offensive performance.
Now, not to put a wet blanket on this performance, but Colorado scored only more than 20 points twice this year. One of them in a loss, one of them in a win over Cal a couple weeks ago. ASU does yield 34 points. In fairness, one of them was a punt return for a touchdown very, very, very late in the game. But what did you see from the defense? Because I thought that there were some points in the game, just like the Stanford one, ironically, that when the defense had to bail out the offense, they did exactly that. The offense scores late in the first half. The defense is able to pitch out, I believe, a 3 and out. ASU does receive the second half kickoff, does go 3 and out, but the defense just comes back with forcing Colorado with a 3 and out. What did you see from the defense? Do you think they maybe just relaxed a little in the second half?
Yeah, I think so. I just think there were big momentum swings for the defense that really bolstered their confidence. They were able to get off the field on third down. I mean, Chris Edmonds, we talked to him about his flea flicker interception, how that play has burned ASU this season and in the past, and they're ready for it. I remember Dirty Eyes was just a really common criticism against USC, against Oklahoma State, where the secondary was focusing a little bit too much on the backfield and letting their man slip by them when they were in coverage. And it seemed like they were really tight tonight, played a lot of press coverage, and really just got the job done. And I think this secondary specifically is finding a group of playmakers that it's comfortable with and that they're going to stick with through the remainder of the season.
So ASU right now does have a 1-loss margin of error to be 6-6 and to be bowl eligible. I know some players after the game talked about that still being a goal of theirs. I know ASU did not want to lose this game to really even make that margin of error that much smaller. After a disappointing loss last week to Stanford, the Smiles have returned to Tempe. Really challenging game against UCLA at home. So just keep it locked on DevilsDigest.com for all your pregame coverage leading to that game. Great analysis from this guy to my right as far as in-game and post-game coverage. From Boulder, Colorado, I'm Juan Rubino. This is Cole Topham, videographer Brad Denny. Thank you so much.